Cards or the Wildcards. Whoever wins this goes on to the championship round. So, Sarah, why don't you pour? Sarah's wearing a lot of bling to throw you guys off.
Well, it's certainly very full-bodied and rich. It's got this nice boysenberry, bayberry. It does have that sort of Christmas feel to it. Baking spice and definitely some black currant, some cassis.
Whoever made this is not afraid of wood either.
Yeah, lots of oaks or mocha chocolate things, but there's herbs, and I think I've got the region, country at least. Grape variety a little bit more difficult.
There's some good acids though, and it's not sweet and syrupy. There's some tension here in this wine, it's a little nervy.
Tension in the table, tension in the wine. It's not helping.
The brightness of it makes me shy away from going too far south on this.
Yeah, and the wood spices.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that is really leading me into many different directions, because wood is used in every country, and the type of wood can sometimes give you an indication as to where it comes from.
Right.
Here, I'm batting between, like, is there American oak in here? Is there French oak? That's the first time I've seen something that might resemble that, but I'm not 100% certain.
There's something that I pick up on here. It's a sort of cool herbal note, which leads me to an area where that flavor
But you're
could be
not going to
predominant.
say.
I thought you had to go first. I think you're digging towards that Chilean note, perhaps, something that you find often in Maipo, or where it's like a greenness that's not at all unpleasant. It's rather definitive of the region. I don't know if I'm there yet. I see where you're going with it, but I don't know if I buy it yet.
Yeah.
Everyone's really holding their cards
Yeah.
close. Well, David, you said that you're about ready to guess. So why don't we have
I think so. And it's really going back again to first impressions. I'm going to go Cabernet Sauvignon, or at least mostly. There may be some Merlot or other varieties in there, but certainly Cabernet dominant. I'm going to go to Australia. I'm going to go to a region called Coonawarra, and it's probably about 2008, and I think it's about $30 wine. I've been wrong on most of my prices.
That's
all the way
higher than
along.
you've gone usually.
Yeah, but I'm just saying about the quality, sort of the balance, the length of this wine. It's pretty good quality wine.
I have nearly the exact same tasting note as David does. I do think it's from Australia, South Australia in particular. That greenness that's not quite green, that ripe, like concentrated cassis note, it just speaks to Cabernet Sauvignon. And there's a lovely tannin and almost a cool climate nature. The thing with Coonawarra, it almost has cool climate characteristics. It's from pretty far south, very unique area, very unique wines. For the age, I would probably bring it in around 2007. Did you say 7?
I said 08, I think.
Okay, perfect, good. And as far as pricing, I'd say $25, but I think it's an exceptional example if it is Coonawarra Cab.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the Barossa because I think that there's some opulence about this wine. I am going to say it's a Shiraz Cabernet blend. I'm going to say 2008, and I think it's a fairly good quality. I'm going to say $32.
Okay, here it is.
Wow.
Okay, so it's Coonawarra.
Cab.
So really no surprises. When you see the bottle, you sort of knew exactly what you had.
I think
Is
it
that
took
correct?
a little bit of time to actually deduce it, to be honest. But when it jumped out, it's like, okay, that is from there.
Did it help to hear David first?
Well, had he said something else, I would have still gone with Coonawarra Cab.
Okay.
But it helped to reaffirm my decision, that's for
That's
certain.
interesting.
I realize with Chile and Australia, there are certain similarities in aromatic profiles that I think can be quite tricky to place sometimes. As soon as I heard David say Coonawarra, I thought that was a really good guess. So
Yeah, I
that
think
was great.
Coonawarra Cabs in particular are a really great lesson for people who may be shying away from Australian wine. To me, Coonawarra is the most European region of Australia in terms of the way they do the Cabernet. So it's a great intro into the Australian style.
Okay, we've seen the bottle, but there's still a lot of tension because you two were so close. Sarah, you weren't out of the game. You got 5 points, but you two, again, spot on. David gave you 8. But Will, you are the winner. You are the dark horse, the new contender who's going to face off in the championship round. I think it's the price that just pushed you over a little bit. Which is interesting, David, because you did go higher than you normally go.
I did, and that's a reflection on the wine. You know, price is incredibly important to consumer, the price-quality ratio. That's what critics are supposed to be able to determine. And really, in the end, for us, it's about whether or not a wine is a good value or not. So to find that it's $25 is a huge bonus for for consumers. I was beaten by a good wine, actually.
David, you are such a good loser.
Gentlemen.
Yeah, congratulations, Will.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks to
cheers,
you.
Will.
Cheers.